Welcome to episode 16 of Ripping the Rack podcast. My name is Tim. We are at Tim's Big Cat Sanctuary today, otherwise known as Tim's Deck. My co-host Brian.
Timmy, how you doing?
Dude, I'm doing great. We played golf today.
We did. I actually looked like I kind of played golf today.
I got it. You know what? I'm gonna say something here and it's gonna come out wrong, but I'm gonna say it anyway, because you're not a real good golfer.
I wouldn't even call myself average.
No, but you know what though? You made a slight change in your grip.
I did.
And I saw you play today the way I have never, in the history of evers, seen you play. I was actually very impressed. You actually had an eagle putt.
I did.
And it was tracking, but you missed it. But you did make the birdie.
I did.
You did make the birdie.
I made the birdie on a tougher putt coming back up.
You had the only birdie there. I did not have a birdie today.
Ooh, and I almost outdrove Timmy on a couple holes.
Yeah, and
I
then
was real close.
And then I started swinging.
And then he stopped hitting 5-wood.
So we've got a jam-packed agenda today. I mean, Oh, hi. Sorry, that's nature. That's nature.
Damn, nature, you scary.
So again, being out on our deck today, out on my deck, not my deck, my deck.
Tim's got a moderately sized deck.
I've got a moderately sized deck. It's wood.
Yeah.
It's hardwood.
Is it wood or composite?
No, that's wood.
Okay.
Oh no, that's hard.
It is.
That's hardwood.
Pressure treated variety.
Definitely pressure treated.
Welcome to this old house.
Well, Brian is sitting directly in front of our catio.
That's true.
Which the cats are not in it, even though they should have been. They could have been in the podcast today.
Oh, we would have heard him. Little Kitty is loud.
No, I don't typically put Little Kitty out there with the other two.
Oh, Little Kitty gets angry.
They don't like. The other two don't like Little Kitty, and Little Kitty.
Is it because Little Kitty's chubby?
I think so. Fat lives matter.
They do.
I know.
They do.
Look at me. Jesus. I'm 5'4". I weigh 200 pounds.
I know. Do you ever notice that Cheech posts some of the best food stuff on Facebook
I
ever?
hate him for that.
Oh, my God. I'm so hungry when I look at Cheech's posts.
Oh, my God. So what do we have today? We have our sponsor for this week is David Matero Architecture, located in Bath, Maine. David has been an architect for 30 years, and he is an award-winning architect.
Very cool.
What did he design?
He designed Bayside Bowl.
That's right. Bayside Bowl in Portland, Maine was designed by my brother, David. David is licensed, I believe, in New Hampshire and Massachusetts, as well as New York. I think so. Call him. Find out. You can reach him at area code 207-389-4278. Again, that's 207-389-4278. You can find him on the web at davidmatero.com. That's DAVIDMATERO.com. And he's located at 49 Center Street in Bath, Maine. Give him a shout. I feel like I hear some noise. Is my wife vacuuming?
She might be vacuuming. I do think she's vacuuming.
You want to wave to her? Just say hi. Say hi, honey.
Hi, honey.
Is she even looking?
No.
Okay.
No.
So again, I know I'm biased when I say he's a really good architect, but I'm telling you, he's really good.
Bayside Bowl is a beautiful building.
Yep. Linda Bean's restaurant in Freeport, right across from L.O. Bean, is a David Matero design.
He's good.
He's good. He's been doing it a long time.
He did some stuff for, was it DIY Network or something with that treehouse thing that didn't end up airing?
So he did...
Ultimate Treehouses or something?
No, he actually did a design for a guy that obviously had more money than he knew what to do with.
It was supposed to be for his kids, right?
Yeah, it was a tree house, but it was
a guest house.
It ended up being a guest house in the trees. It is the coolest freaking thing I've ever seen. So that, yes, and it was on one of the TV channels. They did something and they interviewed him, and I don't know what it was. If it was the National Geographic,
I think it was like DIY Network or
Home and Garden,
Discovery Science or something like that.
So no, that was pretty cool. So this episode is sponsored by him. We do have an interview. I pre-recorded an interview with my sister Karen and my brother David.
One of them is a very accomplished bowler.
One of them is.
And one of them's an architect.
And one of them is an architect. That was, 20, 25 minutes or so. Had a great time interviewing them. We had a lot of fun. There was some laughter. It was pretty neat. We will have a link to The Legend of Timmy, which is a mockumentary that my brother designed.
It's really well done.
Co-wrote. Well, he wrote it. Edited,
filmed
everything. It was 40 plus minutes, and there is a link to YouTube that will be on down to, I think he edited it to like 20, 25 minutes.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. So we're going to jump right into that interview. This is myself interviewing my sister Karen and my brother David. All right, here we are, Ripping the Rack podcast. I've got a couple of special guests with us today. I've got the maker and creator and director of the legendary film The Legend of Timmy, David Matero. And I have the second best bowler from the state of Maine, female, and Karen Matero.
Who's the first?
Dot Petty. That's who I had on my list, and I had you second. If you're okay with that.
What number am I?
David, you are not in the top 100, but of women. I'm. So I'm gonna start with Karen. Karen is an accomplished candlepin bowler. Has stopped bowling, 15 plus years ago. So let me ask you this, Karen, some hard-hitting questions. Who is your favorite male bowler from the state of Maine with
David.
the initials TM that rhyme with Gim Didero? I don't know. She's really thinking hard on this one. Who is it? Who is it, Kay?
It must be someone named Jim.
Well, considering it starts with a T.
Tom.
Russ Neely.
Well, that doesn't rhyme with Gim Didero, so I would say you're wrong. Anyway, this is
Was that your throwaway question?
that was my throwaway question. This is important for me and special because I have my brother and my sister, who they're okay. They're all right, I guess. So, Karen, let's talk for a second. Tell me a little bit about. Don't? No? Okay. David, tell me a little bit about the Legend of Timmy. You told the story of how that came to be. So.
Have you talked about Legend of Timmy in your podcast yet?
We mentioned it, yes.
What'd you mention?
The Legend of Timmy. We just haven't talked yet.
So, how much we pick on you, but what they say in the news, any bad news is good news.
Yeah.
So, The Legend of Timmy was made, quite a few years ago now, when I got a video camera, and I interviewed lots of family members and friends of Tim's, and then I filmed Tim bowling in the World's Tournament up in, Bangor, and I spliced it all together into a 40-minute mockumentary called The Legend of Timmy, and we had some original, not so much original songs, but original words to some songs, and we did a lot of drinking and a lot of editing, and we had a ton of fun, and then we gave it to you for Christmas, and then we get to watch it again, and it was some of the most fun I've ever had. Making that movie, we had, I don't know how many times we get together. I'm looking at Karen here. And it was I think the blooper reel is probably the best part because we just laughed and laughed for hours. It was great. It was so much fun. And then, I had my sort of amateur movie skills editing that and putting the music together. And then I posted it to YouTube. And so far, I think we've got 2 views. And I'll give Tim the link, and you can. I think if it's been edited down to like 24 minutes. It was like a 48-minute movie. So yeah, it was a blast. It was so much fun. We still talk about it.
So when you were making that, how did you come up with that idea? What was your creative thinking like? I mean, it was just.
Well, it's it's basically another opportunity to make fun of you. So, I mean, I've loved doing that ever since you were born, and being the oldest, I was able to do that quite a bit. But yeah, it was a drive to our grandmother's here in South Paris, and the inspiration happened, and within less than 5 minutes, I had the whole movie laid out, and we started with interviewing Dad and Vicky and Grandma, and then we went to your bowling tournament was right around that time, so I think that's what it was. Next weekend might have been that tournament. I filmed you bowling, and of course, Karen's the one who makes the most fun of you in that film, and on the film, she's the one who's cheering the loudest at the tournament.
It's true.
And then I filmed Karen and Becky at the time, and Mom. Had some pretty good stingers in there for Mom. John and Charlene, your friend Brian. It was Jane and Dave. Yeah, we called people, interviewed them over the phone. I did not have good editing skills, so the 40 some odd minute movie's down to 24 minutes, but it's still pretty darn funny. Well, it is for us anyway.
I think that still said that's one of my favorite gifts I've ever received, even though you were made fun of me for 40 plus minutes, but it was
longer than that.
oh my god, it was I mean, I still think Karen has the best line in the whole movie. What was that line?
Can you repeat that?
Can you repeat it without laughing? No, she's already laughing.
You shouldn't have said that because you put Ben Gay on your opponent's balls.
That was
That was the keys to Tim's success.
keys to my success. Yeah. So, Karen, I do have a question for you because the three of us bowled. David is a well, I wouldn't call what David did bowling, but he tried. He made a good effort. Obviously, I would say that Karen, you're probably more accomplished on the state level than I was. I was not very accomplished in the female ranks. So you were obviously very accomplished on the female rank side. I do have an actually serious question. With all of your bowling, who was your biggest opponent? You're supposed to answer.
Sorry, I'm deep in thought because there was so many amazing bowlers in that time. Sharon Neely,
Yeah.
Judy Bowden.
Yeah.
I mean, so many more. So
Mom, no, don't forget you. Don't forget you won the tournament once.
I didn't want her to know, but I beat her all the time, so I wasn't gonna say anything. So I don't know if I have a specific person, but it was just a lot of fun.
Would you consider yourself your biggest opponent? Like your mental kind of fortitude?
I think Karen's mental capacity is pretty strong. I don't know if that was. I can't imagine that was a big part of.
Not usually.
Yeah.
Not usually.
Well,
When was the time that you faced Mom in a tournament in one of a main state or something?
Oh yeah, I faced her a couple, 2 or 3 times, I think.
And did you beat her? Well,
I
guess you
beat
did,
her.
right?
I beat her every time.
Yeah.
Yeah. She she paid more attention to me and what I was doing, and I pretty much just ignored her. So I was just like bowling my lane. So
You might want to take this opportunity to apologize.
oh heck no.
Okay. She's still mad because she kept Karen's trophies up in the attic.
That's another scene.
That's another
scene in Legend of Timmy.
That is. I would say one of my favorite memories from bowling was the eliminations at Colonial. You had bowled Sharon the match that right before I bowled Russ. I don't know if you remember this, and you beat Sharon, and
Yeah, I beat her several times too.
I mean, this is how to win friends and influence people.
I believe I beat Sharon the first time I won the state championship, actually.
Yeah, but the reason why I bring this up is because I had a great match with Russ, and you were behind me cheering, and of course Sharon was drinking because she had just lost, and we had drunk Sharon behind me. And I don't know if you remember that or not, but I just remember it because you had obviously
Somewhat, a little bit. I mean, it's
yeah. There was some fun. We had fun.
bowling.
Oh my God, we had fun. So, why'd you quit?
Why?
Yeah.
Probably depended on just travel, money, time. A lot of people were getting done. Bowling alleys were closing. I probably, depending on where I lived at the time, might not just been as convenient as before. So I do
So,
think about it once in a while, but
okay, great. So you want to come back and
no.
bowl with me?
probably not. No,
Really?
really.
You want bowl with your brother again?
Where?
1710. We could bowl in Augusta. You're a half hour from there.
What if they put windows in there? That's what I can't stand about bowling alleys.
No windows.
Really? That's what you can't stand? Is no windows?
Yeah, we joined it was you guys, and we did a summer league.
Summer. I'll
That's
never do
speed league.
summer again.
And it was the beginning of spring and first beautiful weather we had in Maine, and we had to bowl, and that was tough because it was it's a nighttime winter sport for sure.
Yeah.
So that was a big part during the summertime. That was tough.
I think really at this point it's the commitment of like however many weeks, 30 or something like that. And I'm just like,
No.
no.
Because we could still bowl and still win.
Possibly.
I think we could. Because I've said it, and I'll say it here, and I've said it on this podcast in the past, that you are the toughest mentally toughest. You're mental.
I'm the toughest mental.
You're the toughest mental. You're the mentally toughest bowler, female bowler, that I've ever either bowled with or bowled against.
Thanks.
So, you certainly you wouldn't beat yourself when you were bowling. It was.
I might now. I'm a little bit older. Creaky knees.
Well, now she's taking her talents to cornhole.
Oh, yeah, see?
Oh, that's right.
Three
What's
and
it?
out today.
What's it? Yeah, that's right. What's the team name?
Oh, my team name used to be Not Us. So when we won, it was Not Us, but when we lost, it was Not Us. But I think now it's going to be Nothing But Hole.
Nothing but hole. I like it.
But
Oh, nothing but hole. No, I I like it. That's good. That's good. David, because you used to bowl a little bit, obviously as a junior, and then you moved away. Well, as a junior,
Yeah.
I'm talking about when you came back. Do you kind of miss bowling at all?
I mean, yeah, it was fun bowling, but you run a business and there's a lot of other things that one has to do. But it was we had a good time. We had I think that first team was us three at Lisbon.
Yeah,
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I mean I don't know how many years I did that for. Our friend Joe came and joined. I mean that was a lot of fun. I remember this one time we had I was really into scoring baseball games, and the Red Sox were in the playoffs, and I think that was the Pedro stayed in too long year. And I wanted to score every single ball game so I could put it in my scorebook they used to sell online. And I drove all the way to Lisbon keeping score, balls and strikes. And then, when I would go up and bowl, either one of you two would keep score, and then we kept that going for that whole game. And then once Pedro stayed in too long, I never picked up a scorebook again.
So, Karen, your high single was a 199.
Yep.
One off the state record held by Val Joy and Harriet, maybe? Tozier? From
Can't remember.
someone from Bangor. I think it was Harriet. What do you remember most about that?
My knees shaking.
Were you thinking about it? Like,
I actually wasn't looking. The first half really wasn't anything special. I think I ended with a strike or whatever, but then when I threw another one and another one and another one, I stopped looking. Someone would just have to let me know when I was done bowling because I didn't want to know.
Yeah.
So did you know, though, you had a chance at 200?
Oh, I figured I was pretty close,
Okay.
but I didn't exactly know.
So you choked on that last ball
Sure, if you wanna say
because
that.
you had a chance.
Yep.
And you missed the headpin.
I did. Still got 7 though.
I know. No, it's still a great string. I remember because that was when you were bowling with David and I. So I do remember that. That was fun. So these guys were gracious and did not want to be doing this. So I do appreciate you guys sitting down to talk a little bit. So I'm going to give you just a minute to tell all 3 listeners that are going to listen to this what your favorite memory is of me. You want to give it to David first?
Yeah, I gotta think about this.
You got to think about that? I know what yours is. Okay.
I know
Oh,
what
Karen's is. Okay. Here's David.
I don't even know what mine is.
When you got Tim to swear,
Oh, yes,
and Mom was behind him,
that's right.
and
All
she washed his mouth out with soap.
That really was the best.
That was your favorite. So it's okay. Good question, because there's so many. You see involved.
Oh, wait. When you had him swear to the police chief's
The
daughter,
police chief's daughter, yes. Boy, we could get him to do anything.
run around the house naked, like outside.
Yeah, I honestly, Tim, for as how I treated you growing up, I don't know why you still talk to me. I really don't. No, I mean, I think it was just we had I believe that where we grew up in Norway, Maine, the neighborhood and the environment, it was pretty special. It was a good place to.
Oh, sliding like.
I mean, yeah,
At no
wintertime
bar.
sledding and summer sports like 24/7.
Going down to the lads, just like kick the can.
Yeah, Norway Lake. I mean, it was a good time to be a kid.
Mhm.
Actually, Norway was a great town then, and kind of got tired. Yeah. Maybe it's making a comeback, but I think it's just with 3 kids. I just remember playing, Nerf basketball in the living room. We'd clear out the furniture, and Mom and Dad would be away, and we'd put on the Bruins games and just fight. Just like the Bruins were. That was they were. What were they called? I forget what they were called back then. They're the
Big Bad Bruins.
yeah, big bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There were a lot of wrestling matches.
Yeah. we had like channel 38 and 56, so we could watch the Red Sox, the Celtics, the Bruins.
Yep.
So obviously a lot of our childhood revolved around sports in general. So I think that's what I remember most. And then picking up golf. That's something we can continue to do. We don't do it enough, but when we do, it is fun. So I think those are some of mine.
Yep.
You've had time now, Karen. I think.
No, I liked yours. You already said what I was.
Hold on. So we've got someone staring at us right now. No, he's Jordan. Jordan has walked. Yes, the Today Show. Jordan has walked away. All right, Karen, go ahead.
All right, so besides the time that I got Tim's mouth washed out with soap, so that was like awesome. A lot of what David said, just growing up and all the fun and the games that we did. Tim was a great manager for my high school softball team. Yep. He would come to all the games, obviously, and
Good books.
yep. And just now growing up, as we're all obviously way past. I was going to be nicer than that, but as we all old, we maybe don't get together as much as we do, but when we do, it's a good time, and inevitably someone will wrestle. Tim's face will get really red. It's like it's going to pop off or something. I'm not really sure. Just whether it's cornhole like we just played today, or just what's that game we play at Christmas? Sequence. We have a great. So, no, it's just like
Sequence really good.
what?
Gin and tonic.
Oh yeah, gin and tonics make Sequence really good.
So, drunk David is obviously fun David, as we know. That'll be a story for another day when we're at Mom's. I'll interview everybody and we'll have some drunk David stories of falling into the Christmas tree or removal of the Christmas tree.
All right.
Some stuff that we may have done to.
Your son removed some things once.
Yes,
Right out of
they.
his belly.
Yeah, that's a story. I thought Oscar was going to come in and regale us with a story of
Jordan,
sang in the video, in your
doing stuff. So we're gonna wrap this up. Thank you both for being a part of our. I've got to introduce David's lovely wife and my lovely sister-in-law, Kathy. Kathy, who is your favorite Matero bowler that's male that rhymes with Gim?
Slim Matero.
Which would be
Not you.
not me, obviously. So Kathy was involved also with the making of Legend of Timmy.
Yes.
Her vocal talents were much appreciated. That is, so the link will be in. I will include the link for those of you that would like to watch this. If you would like to purchase the full version copy for $19.95, you will get an autographed by David and Karen and me. We will, and Kathy. We'll all autograph it. That'll be worth $13.95 when we're done.
That's like free.
So, Kathy, what was your favorite part of making that making the mockumentary?
The bloopers.
Yeah.
Making the bloopers.
Yeah. What part of the bloopers?
He what was it? He puts Ben Gay on his balls.
Oh my God!
That was the one.
Yeah, we kind of talked about that one. So, thank you all for being a part of this. This will be. Oh, here we go. A little.
Waiting for a lane when I was feeling near as down as the wood. Timmy knocked just a few pins down, looking kind of pained. When he tried for the spare, it was good. I pulled my bowling balls out of my dirty old bag, taking practice shot while Timmy tied his shoes. Pin sweepers clean and slate, no fills to be had. On top of every mark that Timmy threw. Losing's just another word for not good enough to win. Loser, yeah, you lose if you hold me. Sometimes things don't turn out right and it ain't a sin. Second place was good enough for me. Good enough for me and my Timmy.
Well, how bold is brother? How bold is sister? How bold is wife before he ever kissed her? Come on, Timmy now. Come on, Timmy, my tea.
Lordy, 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 yeah. Hey, 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 Timmy, my tea, yeah.
If that doesn't
Oh
make you want
God!
to
If
watch,
that,
that's
yeah, seriously, if that doesn't make you want to watch, I don't even know what will. So, thank you all. I appreciate it. Appreciate you guys, and we'll have you guys on again. We'll get Mom on next time, and maybe we can roast Mom instead of me.
Oh, that would be easy.
Oh yeah.
All right, guys. Appreciate it. Thank you.
And we're back.
What a great interview.
That was fun.
It was.
We had
Man,
a,
your sister doesn't like to talk, though, huh?
what? No, she did that very reluctantly.
I get it. There's people that don't like to be
no,
interviewed.
and I get it. I mean, look, let's face it. I am the talker of the family.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Plane going up overhead. Probably can hear it.
yeah, that's we are outside in nature. So I thank them. I that's still the best Christmas present I ever got. I shouldn't say ever in the history of evers, but I mean, it was the amount of effort and the amount of time that it took to put that together. I mean,
It's really well done.
it was fun.
When I first saw it back in 2009, and I always call that the swine flu year because Timmy got the swine flu at the Worlds. We watched it Sunday night, and like as people would come in, we'd restart it
Yeah.
because they just couldn't believe what they were seeing.
Yeah.
And it's really
So
well done.
that song that played at the end of the interview, that was a friend, Joe Merrill on the guitar, Kathy, my wife's brother, my sister-in-law singing, and at the time was Joe's wife, Doreen, on the bongos. So, that's obviously...
I love a good set of
well,
bongos.
I love a good bongos. Obviously that's an old Janis Joplin tune that they reworded and everything else. So it was pretty neat. So we David and Karen from Brian and I, thank you for
Very much. Thank
you
you
for doing the interview.
Karen,
That
start
was-
bowling again, please.
Well, I'd like her to, and I keep asking her to, and she keeps saying no. Don't
Just
know
keep
why.
asking.
I'm going to have to.
It's always no unless you ask.
Well, that's typically what it is.
Mhm.
So we're gonna jump in. Last week we started our top.
25
Top
bowlers
25.
since 1990.
Yeah, Brian, why don't you talk a little bit about that? Because I seem to be
Well,
monopolizing
it was an
the
idea I had,
conversation.
and it's I love lists. I really do. I didn't really mention where I got the idea from last week, but I'm a countdown-aholic. If there's a good countdown on, I'll watch it. I don't care if it's counting down the 25 best brooms. I like countdown shows. I'm addicted to it. And I think it comes from when I was...
Wait, did you just say top 25 best brooms?
Yeah, it could be. I don't know.
Is that the Harry Potter broom? Is
Oh, the
number
Nimbus
one?
2000?
The Nimbus
Of
2000?
Of course.
Okay.
Of course. It's Quidditch, man. We'll do top 25 Quidditch players next.
Thank
You better look
God.
out.
Victor Crumb.
Oh, he was a badass.
Badass.
He was. But anyways, I just love countdown shows.
Okay.
And I do a lot of... I've done countdowns on Starner's podcast now for 3 weeks, and that was fun.
Yep.
And I figured I'd bring it over here.
Nice.
Which, by the way, I know nobody will hear this until it actually happens. But we did do... Well, I say did because you're going to hear this in the future. A live reaction to SummerSlam on John Starner's Twitch channel.
Yep.
That's Johnny Death Drop.
Yep.
And it's Dudes with Belts. That's the name of the show. So if he'll put it up, I think, or at least clips. So take a peek.
So the other thing Brian's excited for today is as part of payment for doing my breaks, my wife promised to cook him some meatloaf.
I love meatloaf. My wife does not like meatloaf, so guess what? I don't get to eat a whole lot of meatloaf.
So Angie is making Brian some meatloaf. Ma, meatloaf. Just saying.
Luna's behind you getting a better
Oh.
view.
Hi, Lunar. Oh, such a cute cat. Oh my goodness. So let's. We are gonna do today. We're gonna do 15 through 6.
That's right.
And then-
Timmy, I went first last week. You go first this week with your 15.
I don't want to go first.
I want you to.
Okay. So my number 15
Mm-hmm.
of our. Well, let's recap
Okay.
real quick. So I'm gonna go 25 through 16 so people remember.
And then I'll do mine.
So I had number 25 was Russ Neely, 24 was Mark Gregory, 23 Tony LeBlanc, 22 Calvin Locke, 21 Corey Smith, 20 was Dave Godwin, 19 Chris Bovair, 18 John Winchell, 17 Deck Klein, 16 was Dick O'Connell.
I had 25 Mike Poulin, 24 Steve Plant, 23 Mark Carrier, 22 Chris McGrady, 21 Kansas Snow, 20 Dick O'Connell, 19 Brian Bernatchez, 18 Calvin Locke, 17 Corey Smith, and 16 Mark Gregory.
Here we go.
I will have younger guys up higher on my list than Tim will because I don't have the seasoning that Tim has of watching bowling.
So I'm looking at my top 15 here, and I think 2 guys are under the age of 40.
Yeah.
I think.
I look at my top 15 and it's considerably younger. Well, not really when I look at it.
Yeah. So So my number 15.
Okay.
Is a world record holder.
Oh.
By the name of Jeff Atkins.
Ooh.
Great bowler out of Massachusetts.
He knocked you out of your first
Yes.
knockout, didn't he?
Oh, he did. So 1992, I bowled in my first Worlds, and I qualified. I bowled at the time was my top 5. I bowled 667, and qualified 31st.
There was, 15 700s?
Something like that. It was double digits.
In Bangor, folks.
in
That's in
Bangor.
Bangor.
And I won some matches and made it to the final 4, and no one knew who I was, obviously.
You were
except
just
for Russ
dumb enough
and-
to maybe win.
except for obviously Russ and,
Yeah.
and AJ and
And
those guys.
how much money did you probably cost Russ losing in the final?
Honestly, I made him money that day.
Oh, probably.
Oh yeah.
He
yeah.
told you.
I'm 99% sure I made him money that day. I suspect he had no money on this match.
Oh,
in
probably
the Final
not.
Four.
Yeah.
And I started out. I threw a double in the fourth and fifth box. I was bowling on the right, and I had the lead, and I went over to the left, and Russ looked at me and says, "Jump in front of him." I said, "Seriously?" He goes, "Yep. Just grab your ball, set yourself, and just jump in front of him." I'm like, "Oh, fuck it. Russ is telling me to do it. I'm doing it."
Mm-hmm.
So I jumped in front of him. I hit the head pin, but I left a soft head pin hit, and I left a
Did,
cluster of five on the right.
did you anger him by doing this?
I think I did because he proceeded to mark out.
Didn't he throw 5 consecutive 9-pin drops?
That's what I thought he did, but when I saw the video from Steve Reno had posted a while ago
Yeah.
of the 92 Worlds, and it didn't show any of our match, but it had the score, and he had like spare 7, spare 9, spare 8, spare 9. Like,
But he probably had to break every single shot.
oh my god, he kicked my ass. He ended up 140 something, and I ended up 120.
So you had him and sitting on a double,
Oh yeah.
and then he decided to.
And then
Open up.
and then I think he probably looked at me and said, "Who the hell is this jackass?" And he proceeded to pull a Jeff Atkins on me and
Mhm.
and send me.
He's
send
in the
me
Hall
home.
of Fame, correct?
He, I think so.
That's why he. Yeah.
I think so. So he is my number 15.
My number 15 is younger, considerably. He has a 200 string, a good 200, and that's Brian Fuller Jr.
No.
And he also has an Easter title, which
Yep.
I think is. And the reason that I put Fuller on this list is he's number one. He's a great dude. I love talking to Fuller.
I love Fuller.
There's not a guy who appreciates the game and the history of
Yeah.
the game, I think, more than Fuller
Isn't
does.
Isn't he the moderator, starter, admin of
Candlepin Chat? I believe so,
on Facebook?
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. But he works every Saturday, I think. So he doesn't get to bowl a whole lot on the weekends
Well,
unless it's Sunday.
He's now the manager of the place, so
Well, that might
general
change, but I'm
manager,
just
that
saying
might
right now,
change.
he is very, very, very good and very dependable. He's a good anchor guy. Not much shakes him.
Yep.
But just he doesn't bowl a whole lot.
Did you just say
in-
Chipmunk?
I did, yeah.
Okay.
Squirrel. No, chipmunk. But that's why I put Fuller on there. Just
Okay.
the quality of his bowling without the quantity of other people.
I love Brian.
Mhm.
I think he is one of probably the top 10 bowlers right now in Candlepin bowling.
Mhm.
I do not have him on my list.
That's the age thing, though, Timmy.
It is, and it's because I've seen out of these top, the top 25 since 1990. I mean, I've
Mhm.
been around and seen all these bowlers since 90. I mean, we're talking 30 years.
My first real opening experience to anything seeing live was the 2005 Worlds.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
now it's just YouTube and history and stories for me. So
I mean, again, I would never argue with your
Right.
with your list at all.
and
so-
vice versa.
My number, I went back and forth with my number 14 and my number 13.
Oh,
I
so it's like 13A, 13B.
yeah,
Like when they tie in golf and,
and I'm gonna
you're all listed and
Yep.
then it just jumps like 27 spots to the next
Yeah.
guy.
I have Sean Morrison at number
Ooh,
14.
Okay.
This is so I was lucky enough to bowl with Sean. It wasn't his first Worlds in 2001, but he was 18 years old. I think his first Worlds was the year before, and he bowled with Lucky 7, which was
Yeah,
Dick
with
O'Connell's.
Chip, right?
Chip and Dick O'Connell,
Mhm.
things like that. And I think he was 17,
Mhm.
maybe 16.
Did he
maybe-
bowl a lot in that one?
Oh yeah,
Mm.
yeah. But he was 18 in 2001
When you guys won it?
Well, not only did we win it, but he won the singles.
Oh, that's right. That was the run he won it almost every other year
Every other
in
year
Nova
for, like,
Scotia for like 4.
Yeah,
four
it was
trips or something.
something like that. So here's the thing with Sean. He's a hell of a bowler.
No doubt.
He
no
is-
question.
The problem with Sean is he doesn't bowl anymore, but he shows up to tournaments still thinking that
Oh, again with that is he has one of those jobs.
he's got a tough job.
Yeah.
He works for UPS. He's on the road 70 hours a week. I get
Mostly
it.
nights.
I am
Yeah.
not disputing, that at all.
He's making the right choice.
Absolutely, he's doing the right thing for his family. Sean sometimes, obviously Sean rubs people the wrong way with
A lot of that is, though, once you get to know Sean,
Yep.
it's different. He's very quiet if you don't know him.
Yep. Oh, I'm not.
Yeah.
Like I said, I roomed with him for that.
I know.
for that week. Sean has a very, very, what's the word? Healthy competitive ability.
Yes.
And I struggled with 13 and 14, and I'll tell you why when we get to 13.
Okay.
So
My 14 is a guy that's been around a long time, but people still think he looks very good for his age. That's Chris Bovair. There's a reason he's nicknamed the Kid. Because he the first time I saw Chris was 2005.
Yeah.
And I'm like, must be his first Worlds too. Little did I know.
little did you know, he's like 59 years old.
And
No,
he,
just kidding,
well,
he's
no,
not.
but and he's been to the finals numerous
Oh,
times,
yeah.
I believe.
Yeah.
But you won't find he typically bowls leadoff, and there's not many people more explosive in that one hole than Chris.
Yeah, no, he's
He is so accurate. That guy, I've never heard his ball bounce.
Yeah.
It's smooth, and it's that cross alley with rotation right in the pocket, and he's a very, very good shot maker and single pin picker
Yeah.
too. And he's won an Easter.
Yeah.
And he did it. I was at that one. I stopped. DJ Trask and I drove down. We watched the back half of it.
Yeah.
And he throws like 170 something in the 17th
that's
string.
just crazy.
And from there on, it was just he was on a different gear.
Are we gonna get?
I think we might get wet. I think so. We should hurry it up. But yeah, Chris Bovair is my
Nice.
14.
Nice. So my number 13 is going to be a controversial pick.
Okay.
Okay.
Brian Athern.
Damn, you are close. You are close. I chose Tim Matero.
Oh, way
Okay.
off. Way off.
Wait. So here's why it's controversial. Obviously,
you?
because it's me. And that's ego talking. And
Mm.
please tell me if it's my ego talking.
Spoiler alert, I have you higher.
Okay. All right. So the reason why I put myself in front of Sean, and this is the only reason, is because I've been bowling about 10 years longer.
I can
And that's
I can
it.
see that. Yeah.
Okay. He's got more world's titles than mine. I do not.
Mhm.
I have more Pro Tour titles.
He has more elimination
He has
titles
more elimination. I have more state overall titles
and records.
and records.
I have kept score for 2 of Sean's 200 strings.
How many does he have? Do you know?
I don't know. I know he has at least 2. I know he did one of them in league one night.
Yeah.
And I had to keep score because the rest of his team was incapacitated at
Yeah,
the point.
Not surprised.
But yeah, no, he did it. And I mean, it wasn't. He hit a different gear in the 6th box when he was about. He was probably 107 at the half.
Yeah.
And he marked in the 6th, and you could just see it was
could see it.
something different.
Yeah.
It wasn't league bowling anymore.
No, because he had a chance.
Yeah.
So I did. I put myself at 13. I could go
At this
on.
moment, I would agree
I could
with your
go
decision
on
for you. with your list that I've seen and
Yeah.
who you have above you. Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
My 13 is Dave Godwin.
Nice.
Dave is, super great guy, good bowler, very clutch. I mean, as you've said,
Yeah.
what he did in the mixed worlds.
Too soon.
Sorry, you talk about it, so I
I
can.
do. I do.
But that was super clutch.
Yeah.
And his that first year in the worlds, he throws that 2-something
Oh yeah.
in Halifax.
Yep.
Just you knew he was something special.
Yep.
And I think if we do this in another 5 years, this list, he's much higher.
Very well could be.
Yep.
Very well could be.
So Dave Godwin's my 13.
My number 12, and I flip flopped on this one,
Mhm.
is Chip Carson.
Ah.
Chip, when I came up in 91, 92, 1990 was my first
Chip
year.
was the man.
He was. No, Russ Neely was the man.
Still?
Oh my God,
Okay.
Russ was on a run of 3 straight state elimination titles with 3 straight Pro Tour Bowler of the Year.
Wow.
Chip was young. Chip is 6 years older than me, I think.
So he's 54?
No,
55?
he might be a little old. He's mid-50s,
Okay.
I think.
Mhm.
But he's got everything you want. Multiple state championships. He's got a world's title.
Does he have a
He's-
knockout title? Did he win the knockout in the worlds?
I have no idea.
Okay.
Possibly. I don't know if he has an Easter title.
He was runner-up one year.
I know that.
Back when it was you were runner-up and it was $3,500.
Yeah, he's got some Mass Pro
He
Tour.
bowled in the $10,000 Pepsi show.
Yep.
They used to have.
Yeah, so and he's got 13 wins on the old Channel 51 TV show in Maine.
Yep.
He won 12 in a row.
That's the most ever, I believe, on that show.
In Maine. Yeah.
That was out of Beacon?
No, that was out of Vacation Land.
Okay.
So,
I know they had one out of Beacon. I thought.
I don't think so.
No.
Well, not that I. Well, maybe.
Or maybe. Yeah.
So I got Chip Carson at number 12.
Number 12, I have from the province of Nova Scotia, Chris Hollett. Hollett is a super cool dude once you get to know him. He has the same kind of effect, I think, that Sean Morrison has on people. Hollett's super quiet,
Mm-hmm.
and he's super competitive. But when you get to know Chris and talk to him a little bit, he's this really cool dude. He throws one of the greatest, and I call it a backup cut. That's just when it comes off the right part of your hand and you're a right-handed bowler, and it kind of spins towards the 7-pin.
Yep.
That rotation he puts on that ball is insane, and he doesn't slide a whole lot, so that's all arm whip and rotation on that ball. And he's made some of the coolest looking shots I've seen, and he back when he was bowling with McLaughlin, when it was like the traditional McLaughlin.
Yeah.
That went on that run. I think he and Robbie were possibly the best 1-2 punch in bowling when you go 4-5.
Oh, probably.
Yeah.
probably.
So I have Hollett at 12.
At 12?
Yep.
Okay. My number 11 is Sean Baker.
Ooh, Baker.
I can't say enough about his bowling ability and what he's done.
Man, if anything's on the right half of the alley, it's dead.
Sean is one of the rare guys that just seems the more he drinks, the better he bowls.
We call it in Maine the Nate Neely effect.
Yeah. And I've gotten to know him a little bit better over the last several years, and I've got a lot of respect for him as a bowler. I like Sean. I think, like I said, he is one of the toughest bowlers out there.
Yeah.
He's mentally tough. He doesn't beat himself.
And he
not
doesn't
that I've
let you
ever-
beat him.
Not that I've ever. No, if you beat him, you get a bowl.
Yep.
So I have Sean Baker at number 11.
My number 11, you have mentioned already, is John Winchell. I struggle to find a more mentally tough person than Winchell. Yes, he gets mad. He gets mad at himself, but it does not affect his bowling ball. It affects him in between bowling balls, but once he puts that ball up into the front of him and he takes that first step, his mind's clear, and it's usually on the head pin. And just as you said last week, he got hosed with that hit in the Worlds.
Yeah.
That had no business being the right side 5.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. And I love the alley to death. That's a Moncton effect.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah.
No,
But
that's a good one.
he's my 11.
My number 10, we have officially hit the top 10.
10.
Let's see. My number 10 is a Canadian, younger guy. Well, younger to me, that is.
Okay.
Nate LeBlanc.
Nate.
So, Nate is, to me, right now, arguably the top bowler in Canada right now. I could argue.
It's a pleasure, and I say that honestly, to get to watch him bowl in the Can-Am twice a year.
So,
normally.
I bowled against him last year when he went 1486 in Bangor.
But which is the house record there now.
Yep. His string against me, I bowled a 140 against him.
And you still got beat by 40 plus.
He threw a 186 against me or something like that.
Mhm.
Laughing the whole time.
But just crushing the head pin.
Crushing the head pin.
It got to the point, and I remember sitting there watching him, and it got to the point you got disappointed when he didn't make a split shot.
Yeah. Yeah.
You expected him to make everything.
Everything.
He looks like a slingshot. I've always said that. His arm is so fluid, and
So Nate right now, I suspect if we do this list in another 5 or 10 years, he's cracking. As long
he's
as
top 5.
As long as he continues bowling, I mean, I don't know why he wouldn't.
He loves bowling too.
He loves bowling.
He grew up in a bowling alley.
I know. Yeah. No. He's a hell of a bowler. He
He's
is,
so
and he's a
good.
hell of a guy.
Yeah.
I truly.
So here's a funny thing. So remember back in 2011, It's the first Worlds you and I bowled together in. When we were the first year we were 20.
Yeah.
And we were working the same job, and Nate had mailed a bunch of cans to you because he collects beer cans.
Yeah.
And you had given them to me. Well, I couldn't find them to get them up there. They had been packed away when I went to
Yeah.
college, or when I moved out, when I moved in with Kelly that same year. Cleaning out my grandmother's house this year, I found them. So Nate, I have all your beer cans that you had bought. So I'll bring them next time I see you,
If we can ever get across the border.
because we're dirty plague-ridden
Dirty
Americans.
Americans.
Okay, my 10. You had him at 11. I have him at 10 as Sean Baker.
Okay.
For everything we just talked about.
Yep.
And I'll leave it at that because we might get rained on and we're running a little
I
short
don't
on
think
time.
so. I mean, I'm looking at the
I-
clouds.
again, Sean Baker is the lead to one of my coolest bowling stories I have, which I got to bowl beside Chris Sargent when he threw 808 at Newport.
Yep.
And the only reason Chris came up and bowled again is because Baker beat his top standing score at that point.
So my number 9 is Gary Carrington,
Babe.
the Beba. He was fun to watch bowl.
Everything I've seen on YouTube, man.
My God, was he good?
He goes toe to toe with, I think it's either Surratt or somebody, and just Surratt's super young. It's a Channel 5 show,
Oh,
with
yeah.
Stars and Strikes, but Beba goes like 4:30, and it looks like it's effortless.
Yeah. No, Beba was a friggin' hell of a bowler.
That spin ball
Oh
he
my
throws is
God.
crazy.
Yep. So he's my number 9.
Did you ever get to bowl with Gary? In anything?
Jesus, did I bowl with him in the Worlds? I don't think I did when I was with USA East.
I think
came
he
after
bowled
me.
with Borelli's then.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. My number 9 is Craig Holbrook. Hall of Famer, one of the nicest dudes you'll ever meet. Funny. I think a close second to his bowling ability might be his fantasy sports addiction that he has, him and Bobby Witt. But again, he's fun to talk to, and come on, he's Craig Holbrook.
Yeah.
What can't be said about Craig Holbrook that everybody
Yeah.
knows?
I have Craig higher, but
You've seen him
I've
more
seen
than
him
I
more.
have.
Yeah.
I've only seen the and I won't call it the twilight, but I've only seen the
the back
last
half.
15 years of
Yeah.
Craig bowling.
Yeah.
But he's a human pitching machine.
Oh my God. Yeah.
He just stands in the same spot, throws the same ball, makes every shot,
Yeah.
And-
I've had some great
and,
matches.
and doesn't have a 200, which boggles my mind.
There are certain things that just boggle my mind.
That
and
should defy physics.
him not having a 200 just boggles my mind.
Yep.
My number 8 is Mike Morgan.
Morgie.
Morgie is I've had the pleasure of bowling against him and bowling with him. I much prefer to bowl with him.
Yes.
Morgie is probably the best leadoff bowler in the world. Oh, check that out! Right above
That's
me.
a cool plane.
Yeah, he is right above us.
Yep.
He's flying low. So Morgie is probably the best leadoff bowler I've ever seen.
Man, he's another guy that nothing ever changes with his approach. You never really
No.
see him throw a different ball, and he's got that weird. It's not. It's a hitch.
Yeah.
It's just, and he comes right under the ball.
Yep.
Who was better, him or Tom?
Probably Mike, but Tommy was pretty close.
That show they do when they bowl against each other
Yeah.
on TV is awesome.
Yeah. I would say.
Mm-hmm. My number 8, you had him lower, is Chip Carson.
Okay.
Again, I didn't really ever get to see Chip bowl when Chip was Chip.
Yep.
But just knowing what I've seen, and he's a great teammate. I liked being on the World's team with Chip the year he went with us. He brings a different level of knowledge and thinking to bowling
Mm-hmm.
that I hadn't thought about before. But his leadership ability now, I hate to say it, but what could have been with Chip?
Oh yeah.
He might have been the greatest of all time.
He had potential to be. Unfortunately, he had some demons,
Yes,
and the demons won.
but they're not anymore.
But they're not anymore, and that's
That's
really
great.
all that matters.
Yeah, but my number 8 is Chip.
Yep. The only time I've ever lost to someone that was having basically a heart attack.
Yeah, and I'm gonna do this again. But hold
Okay. Oh, there you go.
on. Round 2. Fight.
So my number 7 is a Canadian, and you've already talked about him. It's Chris Hollett.
Ooh.
So I've
Yeah.
got Chris at number 7. for all the reasons you said, and the fact that he's the only one I know that can not bowl league and then show up and average 130 in the Worlds.
Well, that was that whole team for a while.
I
I
know.
remember one year they won it. I asked them all. I go, so do you guys all bowl together in league? And they all laughed and they looked. They go, Davey's the only one stupid enough to bowl in a league.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Yeah, they show up like
What?
they go in a couple weeks before and they start bowling, and
a lot of them bowl 5-pin.
yeah, more money.
I understand. How do you just adjust?
I don't know. So I've got Chris at number
Speaking
7.
of 5-pin,
Yes.
everyone
Bobby
keep
Kite.
track of Bobby Kite.
Yeah.
Bobby Kite's in the semifinals of the Calgary Clash for 5-pin.
Yeah, I saw that.
He murdered the dude he bowled.
Yeah.
So we are on 7, correct?
7.
My
yes.
number 7, you had him lower. I'm going to mention him again is Sean Morrison.
Okay.
I've seen a lot more of Sean. Like I said, I
Yeah.
kept 2 of his 200 strings. One of the reasons I love Bangor so much is the first few years I bowled there and bowling with all those guys.
Yeah.
Sean's a good dude once you get to know him. Like you said, he's hyper competitive. And again, he doesn't have the opportunity to bowl a lot more.
Don't touch his button.
Yeah, and I will never push his button in the world again, even though that story turned out on the right side for me.
Oh God.
But yeah, I'll
Sorry, I
always,
shouldn't-
I'll
I
always
shouldn't have
remember my
gone there.
time in the Morrison Tunnel.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's see. Number 6.
6. This is where we end today.
Yeah, we're going to end on number 6. So my number 6 is a left-handed bowler out of Massachusetts by the name of Peter Flynn.
Ooh.
One of the hardest, smoothest left-handed bowlers I have ever seen.
I would love to see the exit velocity out of his hand.
Oh my God.
His arm
40
swing, he would have hit. I don't know if anybody's bowled at Hobbs, Stars and Strikes, Oxford Hills, whatever, but Peter's hand would have hit the middle of the overhead scoring
possibly.
because Mark Smith's head touches it.
Yeah. Possibly. Peter is again. I've had the pleasure of bowling against him numerous times.
And with him.
No, oh God, that's right. I did bowl with
You
Peter.
bowled with him the last year you bowled the USA
Oh
East when
my
you guys
God,
made the finals.
Completely. I'm sorry, Peter. I completely forgot about that. I tried to block that out of my memory. Not that we made the finals, but it was such a bad week for me.
You did not bowl well that week.
I did not. I was.
That was when you started to come back, though.
I was starting to come back. I had a back problem that's been plaguing
And a
me
knee problem.
Well, I still have the knee problem, the back problem, but I just don't let it bother me anymore like I did back then. So I have Peter Flynn at number 6. Just
My number 6 is Nate LeBlanc. That's my 6.
Yep.
My second Worlds ever. I bowled with Mid-Coast Maine, and we were bowling A+ at the time. Or they might have still... Yeah, they were A+ accounting, I think, that year. And Richie Grassi gets pulled, and Ken Bickford looks at me and goes, go bowl anchor. I said, okay, fun.
all right.
So I get to bowl the last 6 boxes against Nate. And it's not bad. You know, I had 2 marks in 6 boxes, and I actually think I had like 75 or 80 or something for 6. So I was happy. Nate, on the other hand, finished with a 4-bagger and then got up and threw another hammer when we started the next string. He proceeded to, in the 5th box when I came in, leave the 5-7 and then cut it over and just walk off. And I
Nice.
had to push his button.
Nice. See, I don't ever push the other opponent's button.
I was just, that was the first time I'd seen someone make it that effortlessly. So I was like, cool.
Cool. Let me get this for you.
If you've ever seen Brooklyn Nine-Nine, when Andy Samberg's character Peralta gets all like befuddled
Yeah.
and like he goes, cool, okay, cool, and that was me, like, oh, cool. Oh, hit your
Okay.
button.
Yeah.
You made that like I make a 9-drop, except with less effort.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, but Nate's my 6. And
Nice. So we got about 5 minutes left.
Okay.
So I will mention we are taping this on a Sunday. This will go live Tuesday morning. The International Mixed Doubles is being held in Augusta at 1-7-10 Bowling starting Saturday morning. If anyone's around,
Mm-hmm.
come watch.
Yes.
I think 26 teams right now. I think.
Mhm. Hey, what do you think about we could do the finals? If you're not in it.
Hopefully I'm in it.
Okay.
So
We'll talk.
I've won it before with Aaron Merrill.
Mm-hmm. You finished runner-up with Christy Lipke, didn't you?
I think with Christy, Aaron and I have bowled together 3 different times. I think we've come in third third and first or something like
Yep.
that. Christy and I think, came in second. Leanne, Lo, and I came in second.
Mhm.
Fun tournament, great time. We'll be there. Starts Saturday at 9 a.m. We'll bowl until probably 5 or 6, and then back at it
Mhm.
Sunday until from 9 a.m. and usually done around 2 or 3 in the
Yeah.
afternoon.
Mhm.
So looking forward to it. Should be a great time. Hoping Erin carries me.
She's gonna need to.
God, I hope so.
Hmm.
I hope so. So what do you want to talk about? We got about 3 or 4 minutes left here.
The Habs are gone.
Ah.
Bye bye Habs.
Bye bye, Habs.
Not sorry, Angela. I know you're listening.
You know,
not sorry.
You know what? I'm sorry, but anyone that has a logo of a toilet seat, and that is the Habs.
I understand it from being a Cowboys fan. You used to be good, and it's really hard to let go of that. I get it from being a Cowboys fan.
Canadians, not the people Canadians.
No, I love the people of Canada.
Montreal Canadians suck.
I'm just not a big
even
fan
though
of
I
that
will- I
province.
will-
really.
I will
You ever been to Quebec?
I will hold on. I will
Oh.
say, Toronto Maple Leafs are very creeping up on the suckness factor, getting real close to that Canadians level of suckness factor. Being a Bruins fan,
Huh?
I'm just
Yeah.
saying. That's all I'm doing is just saying.
If you're a Bruins fan, you automatically dislike most of the original 6 anyways.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. So that is good.
Yep.
We've got
Celtics playing good.
Celtics are on at noon. Actually, they're
They're playing
going.
now. What
playing-
bothers me about that is, did you see the game the other night? 9 fouls in the first quarter.
Oh my God! You can't tell me
They
that
were keeping Philly in
Oh,
that series.
they were trying.
Joel Embiid is done crying, maybe.
You know, Joel Embiid is a. Wow, that's my wife beating on something.
Maybe she's making my meatloaf.
Meatloaf.
Yes.
I'm
Em-
not
Embiid is
I'm
not-
not a Joel Embiid fan because he is about Joel Embiid. He is not about a
Well,
team.
here's the thing, too, with Joel Embiid. He's very talented.
Yep.
He is not someone you build a team around. He is a Scottie Pippen.
Yeah. No,
And not saying you couldn't build around Scottie, but he
he
needs a star player.
He has said in the past, like something like, "Oh, I got my 30 and 15" or something like that. Well, that's great. Your team lost, you douche.
Yeah, but the dude you were supposed to be guarding scored 20. So
Right.
really you had 10.
Right. So nope. Got
Maybe
the
I look at
Celtics.
basketball wrong, but that's always my thing. Like, you should judge your performance by how much the guy you guarded scored.
Yeah. Yeah. So I Bruins tonight. I'll watch them.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Playoff hockey isn't the same without fans.
It's weird.
but-
it is bizarre.
Did you hear the update on Tuca? Why he really left?
something about his daughter?
His daughter, apparently, from what I read, and they were keeping it very close to the chest because he did an interview,
Yeah.
and the guy kept saying, if I had heard from my child what Tuca heard from his
Yeah.
daughter, and I'll keep leaving it to him
Yeah.
to talk about, I would have gone home too.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I think there's something medically wrong with his daughter, and she was scared that her dad wouldn't be there for
Yeah,
2 months.
I think so.
And he made the choice I think every parent would make.
Look, I have said this. I don't have a problem with him opting out.
It's when he did it.
I have a problem with the timing and the fact that you don't call your coach. You let the
Yeah.
GM know. That's my problem. I think he retires. I do. I think
Especially
I
if
think
there
he
is
does.
something wrong
Yep.
with his daughter.
You know, he's mid-30s. He's
That's
made
just old for hockey, especially a goalie.
he's made his money.
He has a
Um,
ring.
He has his ring. He has his money.
Hmm He should have 2 rings, but
no, we won't go there.
he should have 3 rings,
Should have
really.
3 rings.
The Blackhawks series was a debacle.
Blackhawks. I hate the Blackhawks. I do. Not as much as I hate him, the Canadians.
See, I like Patrick Kane.
Oh, I didn't say it individually. I
Yeah.
like Patrick Kane. I just the team. Chicago
Patrick
Blackhawks.
Kane looks so good in a
Not
spoked bee.
Not a fan.
You know that?
We got about a minute left. Before we're, unless that was me. Was that you or me?
That was you. I have an iPhone. I don't make that noise.
Oh, that was me. I wonder who. Oh, that was my brother letting me know that he emailed the link over.
Oh, very good. Very good. Thank you, Dave.
So, guys, I guess I'll end it, and then you can
Okay.
end it. My ending here is pretty simple: go Celtics, go Bruins. Red Sox suck. I'm okay with it. Make the trades, trade everyone as far as I'm concerned.
Salary dump.
Rebuild. Let's make this a strong thing here.
Yep.
Guys, have a great week. Be safe. Be happy. Be healthy. support one another, support us. Ripping the Rack Podcast at gmail.com, Ripping the Rack Podcast on Facebook. We are up to 5 listeners at least. Feel free to send us your questions, comments, concerns, and everything else. Brian, I'll let you end.
Thanks for listening, everybody. Next week's top 5, so be prepared to argue with us. We will answer most questions you send us. Please send us some questions. We want
Please.
to talk about what you want to hear about.
Yes.
I know you don't like listening to us talk all the time, because nobody does. But again, thank you, everyone. This is one of my highlights of my week, is doing this show. Be safe, be kind, be healthy. Have each other's backs. Thank you.